Hello and welcome to another MMOFTW. I'm your host, Bill Murphy, and this is the week that was in MMO news and, well, some RPG news too, whenever we do get it. It was kind of a slow week, guys. Not a whole lot going on in the world of MMOs this week as everybody is sort of quieted down, making way for BlizzCon and all the news that's liable to come out of California next week. However, we do have some things, so let's get right to it, okay? The first up is Trove, the voxel adventure MMO from Tryon Worlds, is going to be hitting open beta on November 5th. Now that means no more character wipes, no more resetting the servers or anything like that. Once it's in open beta, for all intents and purposes, it is actually launched. That's how these free-to-play games, work. So you'll have the Knight, the Gunslinger, the Fey Trickster, the Neon Ninja, and the Dracolite all available. And they're going to be adding the Candy Barbarian, which is coming to the game soon, probably right around or shortly after the launch of open beta. So go ahead and head on over to the Trove website, sign up, and as soon as it begins on November 5th, you've got some adventuring to do. It's not necessarily a game for everybody, but if you like sort of lighter, more casual adventure games, it's not like Minecraft. It's very much more along the lines of like an action MMO with Minecraft style visuals, and it doesn't take itself serious at all. It's very fun. So go ahead and take a look on November 5th. Next up is some Destiny news for those of you still playing the game and grinding your way to the level cap of 30, well, 20 plus the 30 light levels, whatever they call those things. They announced that the first expansion, I don't know why they're calling it an expansion, it seems like a bad idea, it's more of like a DLC. Anyway, The Dark Below, the first expansion, will be launching on December 9th. That's going to have new weapons, armor, and gear to earn, including legendary and exotic items. There's going to be a small level cap raised to 32 with 5 additional bounty slots being added. There's new story quests and missions. There's going to be 3 brand new story quests that sort of extend the tale of Destiny and hopefully fill in some of the narrative blank spots we've been seeing and people have been complaining about. There's a new cooperative strike called the Will of Crota, which pits you and your fire team against the Omnigul as she works to expand the Hive army at the command of her master, Crota. Plus, there's 3 brand new competitive PvP arenas, the Pantheon, the Skyshock, and the Cauldron. There's also a brand new 6-player raid, Crota's End, set deep within the depths of Hellmouth. And, of course, the PlayStation platforms are getting access to an exclusive cooperative strike, the Undying Mind, and more. Timed exclusive at least until fall of 2015. So if you're a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 player, you get a little bit extra for your expansion. We'll be interested to kind of see how this game evolves over time. That's kind of what our review said, and this first expansion, while it seems to be adding a lot of nice repeatable content, doesn't seem to be expanding on the feature sets all that much, so it looks to be more of just the same, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but is it really worth the $20 that they're going to be charging for it if you didn't buy the season pass? Well, we'll see. We'll be reviewing it when it comes out in December. And in Neverwinter, we have some news on the next module for that game, the free-to-play Dungeons & Dragons game from Cryptic Studios. The Rise of Tiamat is going to be launching November 18th. That's sort of brings us the Season of Dragons story arc to a close, and it's an extension of the tabletop game from Wizards of the Coast. It's more about the story than anything else. There's not going to be new classes. There's going to be some rework stuff with a few of the classes to make them more viable and less overpowered or anything like that with the Cleric and the Trickster. But it'll be cool to kind of see how the story evolves in this one if you're still playing it. Cryptic's Neverwinter does keep getting better, even if there's still some issues with the end game and how you have to grind through earlier modules before you have access to the newer ones. But I think they're listening, they're taking the feedback, and hopefully this one will be fun to play. It also is going to be bringing a brand new raid and all that other stuff very soon to the world of Neverwinter, so keep an eye out. And in Star Trek Online news, a little bit of a minor thing, another one from Cryptic Studios. Perfect World is going to be putting the lifetime subscription for Star Trek Online on sale at a price of $100. The idea with the lifetime subscription being with a free-to-play game is you're going to get all the perks of being an optional subscriber. You're going to get the extra cryptic points and all that stuff to spend every week. And in the meantime, you'll also be getting the Talaxian species if you go ahead and buy that lifetime subscription. The game's been seeing a resurgence of sorts lately with the new expansion out and a lot of reworked content. And if you haven't looked at Star Trek Online in a long time and you're kind of itching for a sci-fi MMO, now might be the time. It's gotten a lot better in recent years, so head on over there. And last but not least, WildStar is announced that they're going to go ahead and allow free server transfers forever. Doesn't matter if you're going from a PvP server to a PvE server or a PvE to a PvP, no matter what you want to do, because they now have the mega servers, they're allowing people to transfer back and forth at will to go where the whim takes them. If you see server events that sound fun and they're going on over on the PvP side, you can just hop on over there and hopefully have some fun there. And if vice versa, if there's some sort of RP event going on the PvE side, you just jump back and forth. The game is obviously going through a rough patch right now, but it's nice to see the developers are listening and making changes and doing things to hopefully appease their current player base. And what I think we're really curious to see is how the next drops are handled, how the content is divvied out and how it's received, and if it's really as polished as Carbine hopes it will be. And then what comes for them is some sort of relaunch. They have to do a welcome back campaign or a free trial or something to get people saying, hey, come look at us, come see what we've changed and how much fun things are now that we've polished it up a bit. So yeah, let's see if Carbine can do it. I don't know it's a rough one to call. If I had to toss a coin, I don't think I could predict exactly which way WildStar's headed. But as we all know, NCSoft isn't necessarily very kind to their Western MMOs that don't do well. They've shut down quite a few in recent years. Over the past 10 years, they just kind of shut things down at whim. Now, it doesn't mean that they didn't deserve it, but when most developers would turn a game free-to-play, NCSoft West has chosen to usually shut things down. Now, they gave City of Heroes a chance with free-to-play, so will they go ahead and try to do the same thing for WildStar? Is it in the immediate future? It's not as easy as just flipping a switch and saying, hey, this game's now free-to-play. There's no cash shop built for WildStar yet. Whether or not they're working one is your guess is as good as mine. But it seems to me that one of the biggest problems I ever had with WildStar as the game progressed and as we played a few months in was that the servers did seem dead. And even with the mega servers now, the lower end of the game, the world is just so big that it seems dead until you get to the higher levels where everybody's hanging out. So I wonder if maybe some sort of unlimited free trial might be the best option for WildStar. Say like levels 1 to 20 you can play as much as you want, or level 1 to 30 you can play as much as you want, and then you gotta subscribe to break that level cap or something like that. It worked for World of Warcraft for a while to make their lower levels seem more vibrant and more robust on some of the lower population servers, because you always had this trickle of players coming in and doing stuff. So I don't know, just a thought. Anyway guys, that'll do it for this week. Like we said, not a very surprisingly dead week this week for MMO news. I will tell you, however, that Susie and myself are now playing Dragon Age Inquisition in preparation for our review. That's right. Susie's going to be doing the full review, and I'll be doing sort of a second opinions, but it's coming sooner than you think, actually, so keep your eyes to the site for that one. We have an awesome new preview of the game experience coming up tomorrow as well from our own Sampor Fazana, who played the game out in San Francisco last week. So thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at MMORPGcom without the dot, and you can follow me on Twitter at TheBillMurphy. Have a good one, guys, and remember, don't let a bad pug get you down.